Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Comics and Briefs. This is episode number 14. I'm Yule. I own Fantastic Comics in Berkeley, California, and we're going to look at some comics. To start the show, we're going to run down the best-selling comic books at Fantastic Comics this week. Number 5, we have Thanos number 15. Number 4, we have Marvel 2-in-1 number 2. Number 3, we have Black Panther number 169. Number 2, we have Monstrous number 13. And sitting at number 1, selling both covers very well, and by a long shot, Doomsday Clock number 3. Next up is the part of the show where I pass on opinions of comics I read this week. First up, we have Avengers number 677. This is part 3 of the No Surrender 16-part weekly mini-series that's going on in the Avengers titles right now. This issue focuses mainly on Quicksilver, as the Avengers are broken up into 3 teams so they can fight their fights that they need to fight on this contest of champions type story. The only difference is the Earth is with them this time. Pietro's left behind at home, and he's stewing. At the very end of the issue, he gets involved, and it looks like he's getting whomped on pretty hard. The Avengers story, it's been hinted that maybe someone is going to die. Could it be Quicksilver? I mean, he kind of deserves it with some of the stuff he's been doing in the past. But my money is it's going to be that Voyager character that they introduced in the first issue. Check out Avengers No Surrender if you're a fan of pretty good artwork, because Pepe Larraz is, he's an up-and-comer without a doubt. And if you're an Avengers fan, or a Quicksilver fan, or if you want to see Quicksilver get it, that's the reason to pick this book up. Next up, we have Raven, Daughter of Darkness, number 1. This is a 12-issue maxi series written by Marv Wolfman with art by Pop Mahan. The art in this book was very good, although in the very beginning, the beach scene, it's a little clunky, especially the transition that goes into some action. The writing, nothing really special is going on there, although Raven as Rachel interacting with her friends and her family is probably the best parts of the book. Trigon, Raven's father, is also suggested that he's going to be the big baddie in this series, so that is probably something that bodes well. Overall, the issue is okay. Teen Titans and Raven fans are probably the ones that are going to want to read this the most. The art was good, but I hope it gets stronger as the book goes along. Next up, we have Doomsday Clock number 3, a book that we in this store sold out of. The very beginning opens up with an ode to the very first Watchmen issue, as we see the comedian getting taken out yet again through that window. The reason why we're seeing that is because at the end of the second issue, the comedian shows up for the first time in this series. Also, we see Rorschach with his mask off as he's showering in Bruce Wayne's shower, and Mime and Marionette go on a spree. And that was pretty sweet, as we see that the Mime is not as crazy as we thought he was, although they're pretty nuts. Also, in this book, the Batman does some really awesome Batman stuff. That is alone the reason to get this book. Of course, Gary Frank does really good illustrations, and they started doing this television movie story that kind of also is paralleling the old Watchmen, what with the Black Freighter story. I highly recommend Doomsday Clock. I have to reorder that to get this in the store, but it's a series I'm really enjoying, and again, I think everybody should be picking it up. Vinegar Teeth number 1 is a 4-issue miniseries from Dark Horse Comics written and drawn by Troy Nixie. Vinegar Teeth is not only the name of the comic book, but also the name of the creature that looks like a Cronenberg or a Cthulhu-style creature, who gets teamed up with this cop named Artie Buckle when he gets involved in a bust that goes wrong. but it goes right enough to where the mayor wants to make this thing a cop. And this is about their adventures together. This book is very funny. It's beautifully illustrated. And it's got dialogue that feels a lot like mumbling under your breath. And I like this story a lot. I highly recommend this book. It's something different, and we all need that these days. And now the news of the week. First up, Mort Drucker, creator of Beetle Bailey, died. He was 94. DC announces that Doomsday Clock is now a bi-monthly book, meaning it's only going to come out once every other month. After the miniseries Dark Knight's Metal ends, Scott Steiner has been announced to be writing a Justice League series that is going to be coming out weekly called No Justice, with artwork by Francis Manapul. Afterwards, he's going to be kicking off a brand new Justice League series, although we don't know who the illustrator is. But don't be sorry for Christopher Priest, who is doing the current Justice League series, for he is going to be writing a brand new series called Deathstroke Batman, which I'm sure is going to be a super hit because it's got Batman in it. And that's the news of the week. As always, I'd like to remind everybody that the reviews that you see on this program are mine and mine alone. I would love to know what you have to say about them or what you liked this week. Please let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't, subscribe or hit the notification and definitely like the video because it really helps us out. And we'll see you next week.